Alright, budget magic time. Playing some blue-white bounce and blink in standard. Oh man. I don't know if we can keep this. Haven doesn't help us cast our Harbingers. Removal's fine, but yeah, we gotta ship that, I think. Well, we'll try this. At least we have a knight which can... We'll keep Crumbling Vestige too. At least we have a knight which can potentially get us blue mana in the future. So planes go. Ooh, looks like a colorless deck. Planes go. Is this like Eldrazi aggro? Transgress the Mind, gonna take our Icefall. Yeah, let's pass the turn. If our opponent plays a land, then we can play the knight for full value. If they don't do anything, then we kind of undo our mulligan. Alright, now we get to play knight. Search out a... search out a Prairie Stream. And... I guess we just pass again? Try to set up for another knight. Dimensional Infiltrator. Ah, so this is like a... Well, actually, maybe we just play another knight. Crumbling Vestige, add white. Play the second knight, even though we don't get a land. We want to try to pressure our opponent if they have this Dimensional Infiltrator. This is like a Collected Company build of this deck. Kills our knight. Probably puts a counter on the Wasteland Strangler. Gets in. Ooh, Stasis Snare. Alright, let's just Icefall Regent. Tap down the Wasteland Strangler. Get in with our knight. Corrupted Crossroads for our opponent. And a big ol' Reality Smasher. Attacks with both. Ooh, Treasure Cruise? Well, let's Stasis Snare, get rid of Reality Smasher, attack with both, and then we get to leave up Negate and we can Treasure Cruise next turn. Hopefully they don't have another Reality Smasher, or we're suddenly in kinda rough shape. Blighted Fen isn't a big deal. Unless they can kill our knight, then it gets worse. Because it could kill our dragon. Bearer of Silence. Well, it looks like our negates aren't going to be very good in this one. Bearer of Silence makes us sack our knight. Puts a counter on it. No attacks, well that's good. So let's attack with our Icefall Regent. Opponent blocks. Then we'll Treasure Cruise. Play Sidisi's Faithful. Bounce the Wasteland Strangler. Tranquil Cove. Pass the turn. Kind of in rough shape. Definitely need to change up the sideboard. Oh man, and alright. Yeah, we're not going to show them our Displacer. Sideboarding should help here. Now that we see what our opponent's doing, like, our negates are very bad. They're using creatures as spells. Sidisi's Faithful's bad. Ojutai's Command's decent. Planar Outburst, Stasis Snare, maybe Disdainful Stroke. Mastery of the Unseen is interesting. Quarantine Field is probably less necessary when we can bring in Mastery. And yeah, let's try it like that. Take a more controlling role. Alright, we get to play first. Hopefully we don't mulligan into Oblivion. Jeez. Alright, we'll try it. Problem is we're going to have a really hard time getting double white for these knights. And we really need these knights to turn on to be able to play our other spells. Well, Tranquil Cove is somewhat helpful. Sunken Hollow. Alright, let's play Prairie Stream. Yeah, let's play Prairie Stream. Pass the turn. Another Ruins of Orenreef. I think we're just going to run this knight out there, even though we don't get value, and pass. If they play another land, the second knight will actually get us some value. Polluted Delta. Cracks it. Problem is, double Orenreef can make their stuff pretty big. Flaying Tendrils just to get rid of the knight. Sure. Well, we get to knight, get a land. Tempted just to get a basic plains, because it would be untapped. Yeah, let's get basic plains. Crumbling Vestige, add white, play Displacer, pass the turn. That gives us protection against a Bearer of Silence or something. They can't kill our Displacer with an Edict effect. And then we're to the Icefall Regent part of the game. Also, we have the Harbingers, which are pretty sweet. Black, Bearer of Silence. Alright, so they're going to kill our knight. Put a counter on their Bearer of Silence, I assume. Yep. So it's a 3/2, but it can't block. Ooh, well, we get to Reflector Mage, bounce Bearer of Silence. We're going to run out a Harbinger of Tides for extra protection against Edict effects. Pass the turn. Reflector Mage was a good draw there. Now I think we might be in good shape for winning this game. Blighted Fen, really slow in this situation. Matter Reshaper, sure. They need to kind of kill our combo where we're just going to blink them out of the game. Oh my goodness. Well, this is going to go well. Bladed Cataract. So we get to Eldrazi Displacer, Blink Reflector Mage, bounce Matter Reshaper, get in, and we still have another Blink activation available since we drew another colorless land. That's what we want to be doing with this deck. Blinking and bouncing. Alright, Murderous Cut gets rid of Displacer. And then Bearer of Silence kills another creature, I assume. They can't recast Matter Reshaper right now. Because of Reflector Mage. I think our opponent's just realizing that. So they go with Bearer of Silence. Gonna kill our Harbinger. Yep. Plains. Alright, let's attack with a Reflector Mage. Play and... how do we want to do this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Play an Icefall Regent. Tap down Bearer of Silence. They have some creatures that aren't very good to bounce. That's for sure. So the blowout here would be if they could like kill Reflector Mage and then make us sack our Icefall. But it looks like that might not be happening. Ooh, Silk Wrap? Jeez, we're drawing everything. So we get to get in with Icefall Regent. Play an Icefall Regent. Tap down Matter Reshaper. And then I don't think we want to Silk Wrap right now. We'll just pass. This might do it. We got two pretty hard to deal with threats in the air and Reflector Mage to protect against Blighted Fen. Yup. Alright. That was much better. Tempoed him out. That deck's pretty sweet though. Alright, run it back. And... yeah, reasonable. Knight of the White Orchid is even better on the draw. So I think we just go Prairie Stream, go. And then Plains, Knight of the White Orchid. We're not going to get two Knight of the White Orchid activations anyway. Dimensional Infiltrator for our opponent. Their deck is also a lot less scary when they don't have the land that adds counters. Whatever the name of that is. Matter Reshaper, sure. Gets in for 2. Ooh, Ojutai. Well, let's attack with their Knight. If they want to reshape some matter, sure. Play another Knight. Get a Prairie Stream, play an Island, and pass the turn. Dragonlord Ojutai seems pretty sweet. Reflector Mage is also decent. Ooh, Ghost Fireblade. Alright. Well, that picks up the pace of the beats a bit. Transgress. Probably going to take our Ojutai, I assume. The good news is we got a lot of good tempo cards in our hand. Removal, semi-removal, does all kinds of things. Sure, we can figure out something to do with that to make it good. Oh, they take Reflector Mage? Wow. That was unexpected. Gets in with Dimensional Infiltrator. Land? Icefall. Well, I think we just attack with both. Opponent's gonna give up a Matter Reshaper, gets a Bearer of Silence. Are they gonna put it into play? They do. Alright, pass the turn. See what our opponent does. Ruins of Oran Reef comes into play tapped. Equips up Bearer of Silence. Attacks with both. Well, in that case, we're just going to Stasis Snare. Get rid of the Bearer of Silence. Wouldn't mind drawing a land. We take 2. Land for Icefall would be a big game. Another Bearer of Silence, but no kicker. Land. Evolving Wilds. Alright, attack with both. So we got the lands for next turn. But we're going to take some beating right here. Ooh, Thought-Knot Seer? Jeez. Our opponent apparently did not read Ojutai's command. Counter target creature spell. I think we might want to gain 4 life to swing the race. That's a huge game. And they can't even equip their Ghostfire, and we get to start playing dragons? Attacks with both. We're going to crack our Evolving Wilds, get an island. Island. Alright, attack with both. And then I think we're just going to slam in Ojutai, so we can start anticipating next turn. Yeah, I can't believe... I mean, maybe they just didn't have anything else to do, but... just running a Thought-Knot Seer into an Ojutai's command. Or maybe they hadn't seen it. Had they not seen it? No. Well, we might have drawn it the turn after the Transgress, actually. That would make a lot more sense if our opponent hadn't seen it. Equips up. The problem our opponent has is we can play Icefall. Alright, Wasteland Strangler is going to kill a knight. We can play Icefall to tap this Dimensional Infiltrator and get in with Ojutai. So that is what we will do. Icefall Regent, tap down Dimensional Infiltrator, attack with both. Opponent's gonna jump. Whew, Knight is doing some work with that first strike. Yeah, I think we'll just take a land. Seagate Wreckage is fine. Play Seagate Wreckage. Pass the turn. I don't think we're going to be playing Harbinger. And I think we're going to win next turn. Because Bear of Silence can't block. So this is the deck that showed up at the SCG event, I think. There's something similar to this. I guess they can Murderous Cut. Alright, they can get rid of the Ojutai, but how does that save you? Is the thing. We still just attack with Icefall Regent. It's a cool build of the Eldrazi deck. Gets to play a lot of good cards. Sweet! Got there.